Grayscale files with the SEC to convert its Ethereum Trust to a spot ETF for Ethereum, similar to their conversion that they're trying to get the SEC for their Bitcoin Trust to a Bitcoin spot ETF. They're now doing it with their Ethereum Trust. What will that mean? How will this pan out, and will it actually happen? We're going to talk about that today. Welcome back to the Blockhash podcast channel. Let's talk crypto. Make sure to check out our sponsor, NITROBETTING. They are the best top Bitcoin betting site online where you can bet and wager in casino games, sports books, race books, video games, you name it. It's your crypto. Have fun. Go check it out at nitrobetting.eu, and all links will be in the description below. All right. So taking a look at this today, we're going to read through it. I'll give you my thoughts at the end as always. So Grayscale Investment has officially filed with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission to convert its Ethereum Trust to a spot Ethereum ETF. Specifically, the decision will convert its Grayscale Ethereum Trust, ETHE, which remains the largest Ethereum investment offering in the world, with almost $5 billion in managed assets. Additionally, the decision comes after the investment company earned a vital win against the SEC in court this year, just back about a month or so ago. Subsequently, they are now awaiting a renewed review of the filing made to convert their Grayscale Bitcoin Trust into a spot Bitcoin ETF. Over the course of the year, exchange-traded funds have seen renewed interest within the digital asset industry. A host of companies have opted to introduce Bitcoin ETFs to the market at large. Companies seeking to introduce the offering range from traditional finance institutions such as BlackRock and Fidelity to digital asset entities. Now, one company continuing the trend but seeking to offer a different digital asset. That is Grayscale. Let's see. Grayscale CEO Michael Sonnenschein called the filing a natural next step in the product's evolution. According to Bloomberg's Eric Balchunas, we recognize this is an important moment to bring Ethereum even further into the U.S. regulatory parameter. The Grayscale Ethereum Trust first debuted in 2019 for reference, eventually becoming an SEC reporting company the following year. Additionally, the move comes as the company earned a major court win. Yeah, we were talking about that at the very beginning. Watcher Guru sometimes is a little redundant in their articles, but all in all, this is very interesting and also very good. So like I've mentioned in prior episodes, it's cool to see Bitcoin spot ETFs being filed, but the real interesting case is how many spot ETFs will get filed for other cryptocurrencies other than Bitcoin. Bitcoin is getting pushed onto the forefront by BlackRock, Fidelity, WisdomTree, VanEck, you name it, Grayscale now. But when you start offering Ethereum spot ETFs, maybe a Cardano spot ETF, Ripple spot ETF, Polkadot spot ETF, or any other chain out there, you name it, you start to really bring in capital into chains that don't have the size of market cap that Bitcoin does. Now, this is great for Bitcoin, but this is great for the overall crypto space, which needs more institutional acceptance. And the best way for them to put money into this space is into a registered product that they are familiar with and they invest in quite frequently all the time. It's easier for them to buy an ETF or another financial product than it is to directly try and buy some kind of crypto token or altcoin. All right, that's just the reality of it. You and I, we prefer to own our Ethereum, our Cardano, Stellar, Ripple directly. For them, unless they have like some institutional custody that's offered to them, they could do it that way. But if they want to trade it fast, they want a long, they want a short, they want to buy futures, which is another thing that's getting passed quite frequently for ETFs, then this is the best option for them. So I like seeing the Grayscale is pushing for an Ethereum spot ETF. Other funds, I think, are going to do the same thing as they kind of speculate on, is it Bitcoin that's holding back the spot ETF, or is it just generally the SEC doesn't want to pass any spot ETF? So we'll find out with Ethereum, if Ethereum can push the bounds of ETFs getting approved. It's especially spot ETFs. We have futures ETFs, but not a spot ETF. That's where people get really confused, the SEC's logic. We also have the SEC, Gary Gensler in particular, not really working quite closely or refusing to work closely or whatever the case may be with Congress And that is introducing the potential for a subpoena to the SEC and more calls, bipartisan calls, both Republican and Democrat, to get Gary Gensler out of the SEC so that he's not the chair anymore. Pretty much fire him. That is still picking up a lot of momentum. And I think a lot of the courts, I think a lot of companies and institutions and big players, big fish in the space, see the same problem. The SEC as an agency is standing in the way of some real adoption and real growth here without providing any kind of guidance whatsoever as to what constitutes what they're saying in terms of crypto being a security. The courts even shot it down, and that's continuing to happen in court. It's a very frustrating time, at the same time very exciting, and I think Ethereum spot ETFs will continue to push the talk on this further, as one of these spot ETFs has to get approved at some point. It's just ridiculous that one hasn't, and that they just keep getting delayed or eventually denied without any real explanation. So here in October, we're due for some decisions. A few have been made already. If they get pushed out until January, early 2024, that may be the case, then so be it. But if we're lucky, we might get some approval on one of these. Grayscale might be the leading candidate because the court said the SEC had to reassess that ETF in particular. So it's going to be very fun to watch and see how this pans out. We'll keep you updated as always, and especially if there's more spot Ethereum ETFs that are coming out. So in the meantime, be sure to share this episode with somebody that you think would be interested in what is going on around ETFs in the crypto space, in the crypto market. Like the video, comment your thoughts down below. Let's have a talk. Let's chat about it. What are your opinions? And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you have, thank you so much. You guys are the best, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Cheers.